In the world of numismatics, the excitement of discovering rare coins is unparalleled. Among the most highly prized treasures are the American quarter dollars, and today, we'll explore two extraordinary examples, the 1979 and 1978 American quarter dollars. These coins might seem ordinary at first glance, but beneath their humble appearances lies a world of fascination, mystery, and most importantly, immense value. Coin collectors and enthusiasts alike have always known that certain U.S. quarters can fetch jaw-dropping amounts. In fact, the 1979 American quarter dollar has been known to sell for up to $91,000, while the 1978 version can reach as high as $97,000. How is it possible that these seemingly everyday quarters, the kind you might pull from a vending machine or find rattling in your pocket, can command such incredible prices? What makes these coins so special? And how can you tell if the quarter in your hand might just be worth a fortune? We'll dive into the fascinating history of these two coins, unraveling their origins, key differences, and most importantly, how to distinguish between a regular quarter and one worth thousands. So, sit tight, because we're about to explore why these quarters have become prized possessions for collectors worldwide. Let's start with 1979 American quarter dollar. This is no ordinary quarter. It's a coin that, under the right circumstances, could be worth as much as $91,000. Yes, you heard that right. The humble 1979 quarter you might come across in pocket change or an old coin jar could potentially fetch a life-changing sum at auction. But how can you tell if the 1979 quarter you have is one of these valuable rarities? What makes a coin that was minted in the millions so special? Today, we're going to take you on a journey through time, exploring the history, the minting process, and the secrets that have transformed the 1979 American quarter dollar from an everyday piece of change into a valuable collector's item. Stay tuned to the end of the video, because by the time we're done, you might just find yourself rushing to check your coin stash. Let's travel back to 1979, a year that marked significant moments in American history. Jimmy Carter was in the White House, the world was on the cusp of the technology boom, and disco still ruled the airwaves. Amid all this, the United States Mint was quietly producing millions of quarters. To most people, these coins were just part of the daily flow of commerce. They were exchanged for goods and services, handed out as change, and tossed into piggy banks without a second thought. But, as history would soon reveal, not all 1979 quarters were created equal. The 1979 quarter belongs to the Washington quarter series, which had been in circulation since 1932. George Washington's profile graced the obverse, front, of the coin, a tribute to America's first president. The reverse, back, featured the familiar image of an eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing both war and peace. For decades, this design remained consistent, and in 1979, the quarter was still very much a staple of American currency. However, what sets the 1979 quarter apart isn't the design but rather certain rare minting errors that occurred during its production. These errors are what make the 1979 quarter so valuable today. One error in particular stands out above the rest, the elusive Type II mint mark. To truly understand why some 1979 quarters are worth so much, you need to know about mint marks. A mint mark is a small letter on a coin that indicates where the coin was produced. In 1979, the U.S. Mint operated several facilities, including those in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in San Francisco were typically proof coins, specially struck with a higher level of detail for collectors. These proof coins bore an S mint mark to denote their origin. But here's where things get interesting. In 1979, a subtle change occurred in the San Francisco Mint's mint marks. Some proof quarters featured what's known as a Type I mint mark, where the S is more rounded and less defined. However, later in the year, the Mint switched to a Type II mint mark, where the S is sharper, more angular, and crisper in appearance. The Type II mint mark is far rarer than the Type I, making these quarters highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to have a 1979 quarter with this distinct Type II mint mark, you could be holding a coin worth up to $91,000. So, how can you tell if your 1979 quarter is one of the rare ones? First, check the mint mark. If your quarter has no mint mark at all, it was minted in Philadelphia, and while it might be interesting, it's not likely to be worth a fortune. Similarly, if your quarter has a D mint mark, indicating it was minted in Denver, it's not particularly rare. But if you find an S mint mark, that's where things get exciting. You'll want to closely examine the shape of the S. If it's rounded and less defined, it's a Type I, which is more common. However, if the S is crisp, angular, and sharply defined, you've got yourself a Type II mint mark, one of the rarest varieties of the 1979 quarter. But the mint mark alone isn't enough to guarantee a high value. The condition of the coin is equally important. Coins that have been circulated and show signs of wear are worth less than those that have remained in pristine condition. The highest values are reserved for quarters that are in proof condition, coins that were specially struck for collectors and have been carefully preserved over the years. If your 1979 quarter is in mint state, meaning it looks as fresh as the day it was minted, it could fetch tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Proof coins in near-perfect condition, particularly those with the Type II mint mark, are the real jackpot. The 1979 quarter was minted at 3 different U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each of these mints produced slightly different variations of the quarter, distinguished by their respective mint marks, P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. Coins minted in San Francisco, for example, were often proof coins intended for collectors rather than circulation. The presence, or absence, of these mint marks plays a critical role in determining the value of a 1979 quarter, as coins from certain mints may be more rare or contain specific minting errors that drive up their worth. Collectors often seek out these different mint marks, looking for any small deviation that could signal a rare or valuable find. Condition is everything in coin collecting, and the 1979 quarter is no exception. Coins that have been in circulation for years, passing through countless hands, often show signs of wear, scratches, dullness, or nicks that drastically reduce their value. In contrast, quarters that have remained in pristine condition since they were minted, known as mint state coins, are highly prized. A 1979 quarter in mint state, with no visible signs of wear, could be worth tens of thousands of dollars, especially if it features a rare minting error or comes from a limited production run. Collectors will go to great lengths to preserve their coins, using special holders and cases to keep them in perfect condition. The jaw-dropping value of some 1979 American quarter dollars, up to $91,000, stems from a combination of rarity, condition, and demand. As we've mentioned before, the presence of minting errors is a key factor. Coins with off-center strikes, doubled dies, or other production anomalies are extremely rare, making them highly sought after by collectors. Add to this the fact that finding a 1979 quarter in mint state is incredibly difficult after more than 4 decades, and it's easy to see why collectors are willing to pay such high prices. The rarity of these error coins, coupled with their historical significance, makes them a true treasure in the world of numismatics. One of the most valuable and sought-after errors on a 1979 quarter is the double die. This error occurs during the minting process when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly, causing certain parts of the design, like the lettering or Washington's profile, to appear twice, slightly offset from each other. While this might sound subtle, it's a big deal for collectors. A double die error can be worth thousands of dollars, especially if the coin is in excellent condition. The trick for collectors is knowing what to look for, small imperfections that most people might overlook. If you have a sharp eye and a magnifying glass, you might just spot one of these rare gems. Determining the value of a coin isn't as simple as checking for errors or examining its mint mark. Professional coin grading services, like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, are responsible for evaluating coins and assigning them a grade based on their condition. These services use a 70-point scale, with higher numbers indicating better condition. For example, a 1979 quarter graded as mint state 67 could be worth thousands of dollars, while one graded at mint state 70, the highest possible grade, could reach the upper end of the value spectrum, potentially exceeding $91,000. Having your coin professionally graded is crucial if you hope to sell it for top dollar. Proof coins are specially minted for collectors and are struck using a different process than regular circulation coins. The dies used to create proof coins are polished, and the coins themselves are struck multiple times to ensure a sharp, detailed design. Proof coins from 1979 are particularly valuable if they feature minting errors or are in pristine condition. While these coins were never intended for general circulation, some may have found their way into circulation by accident, making them incredibly rare. If you happen to find a 1979 proof quarter in circulation, you could be looking at a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. The legacy of the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter, introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday, has become one of the most iconic coins in American history. By 1979, the design had remained largely unchanged for nearly 50 years, featuring Washington's profile on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. While the quarter is a familiar coin to most Americans, its long history and widespread use make it a favorite among collectors. The 1979 quarter is particularly interesting because it comes from a period of economic uncertainty and transition in the U.S., adding historical context to its collectible value. Historical context of the 1979 minting. The year 1979 was a turbulent time in American history, with the country facing economic challenges, high inflation, and political unrest. In the midst of this, the U.S. Mint continued to produce millions of quarters to meet the needs of the economy. However, the high demand for coins during this period sometimes led to production mistakes, resulting in the minting errors that make certain 1979 quarters so valuable today. For collectors, owning a 1979 quarter is not just about the monetary value, it's about owning a piece of history from a pivotal moment in American history. The role of coin shows and auctions. For those serious about coin collecting, attending coin shows and auctions is one of the best ways to find rare and valuable coins like the 1979 American quarter dollar. These events bring together collectors, dealers, and experts from around the world, offering a chance to buy, sell, and trade coins in a competitive marketplace. Some of the most valuable 1979 quarters have been discovered at auctions, where bidding wars can drive prices into the tens of thousands. If you're looking to add a rare 1979 quarter to your collection, attending a coin show or auction is a great way to connect with other collectors and stay informed about the latest market trends. Once you've found a valuable 1979 quarter, preserving its condition is essential to maintaining or increasing its value. Coins can be easily damaged by exposure to moisture, handling, or improper storage. Serious collectors use special coin holders, airtight cases, or even climate-controlled storage to ensure that their coins remain in pristine condition. If you're lucky enough to find a 1979 quarter with a minting error or in near-perfect condition, it's worth taking the extra steps to protect your investment. With proper care, your coin could continue to appreciate in value over time. For coin collectors, the excitement of finding a rare and valuable coin is unmatched. It's not just about the potential financial gain, it's about the thrill of discovery, the connection to history, and the knowledge that you've uncovered something truly special. The 1979 American quarter dollar is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can hold extraordinary value. While millions of these quarters were minted, only a tiny fraction feature the rare Type II mint mark. And even among those, only the ones in the best condition are worth the big bucks. Many collectors spend years searching for that one perfect coin, scouring flea markets, garage sales, and online auctions in the hopes of stumbling upon a hidden treasure. And while the odds of finding a 1979 quarter worth $91,000 might seem slim, it's not impossible. In fact, there are stories of people discovering valuable coins in the most unlikely places, from rolls of quarters at the bank to coins found in an old jar in the attic. As we've mentioned, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. But what exactly do we mean by condition? In the world of numismatics, coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state. A mint state coin is one that shows no signs of wear and retains all of its original luster and detail. These coins are highly prized by collectors, as they offer a glimpse into what the coin looked like when it was first struck. At the other end of the spectrum are coins that have been heavily circulated and show significant wear and tear. These coins might still hold some value, especially if they feature rare errors like the Type II mint mark, but they won't fetch nearly as much as a coin in mint condition. For collectors, the goal is to find coins that have been preserved in as close to their original state as possible. This often means looking for proof coins, which are struck with extra care and are typically stored in protective cases to prevent damage. A proof 1979 quarter with a Type II mint mark, in perfect condition, is the ultimate find. So, what does this all mean for you? It means that the next time you come across a 1979 quarter, it's worth taking a closer look. Check the mint mark, inspect the condition, and you might just discover that you're holding a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. We've explored the incredible value that can be found in the 1979 American quarter dollar, but now it's time to turn our attention to a coin that, for many collectors, holds even more excitement: the 1978 American quarter dollar. While it might look almost identical to the 1979 quarter at first glance, the 1978 edition has its own unique quirks and errors that can elevate its value to an astounding $97,000. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $100,000 for a quarter that could easily be mistaken for just another coin in your change jar. So, what is it about the 1978 quarter that makes it such a treasure? Let's dive into the history and the minting details that have made this coin one of the most sought-after pieces in the world of coin collecting. First, let's take a step back and look at the historical context of the 1978 quarter. The year 1978 was a time of transition for the United States. Inflation was high, and the economy was struggling in the wake of the 1970s oil crisis. While the country grappled with economic challenges, the U.S. Mint was busy churning out millions of coins to keep up with the demands of the economy. The Washington quarter was still the dominant design in American pocket change. Since its introduction in 1932, the Washington quarter had become a symbol of everyday life in the United States. Its design, featuring George Washington's profile on the obverse and a proud eagle on the reverse, was familiar to millions of Americans. By 1978, the Washington quarter had been in circulation for over 4 decades. The design remained largely unchanged, and to most people, the quarters minted in 1978 seemed no different from those minted in previous years. But, as with the 1979 quarter, it's the small details that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. Once again, the true value of the 1978 quarter lies in its minting errors. While the vast majority of the 1978 quarters were struck perfectly, a small percentage of them were produced with rare and fascinating errors. These errors can take many forms, but some of the most sought after are strike errors and planchet errors. Strike errors occur when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, resulting in a design that appears off-center or incomplete. Planchet errors, on the other hand, happen when the blank metal disc, the planchet, used to create the coin is flawed in some way, either it's too thin, too thick, or made from the wrong material. One of the most famous types of strike errors is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is visibly shifted, leaving part of the blank planchet exposed. These off-center strikes are incredibly rare, and they are highly prized by collectors for their uniqueness. Another valuable error found on some 1978 quarters is the double die error. This occurs when the die, the metal stamp used to strike the design onto the coin, shifts slightly during the minting process, causing parts of the design to be stamped twice. The result is a coin with a doubled appearance, where certain elements, like the lettering or Washington's profile, appear to have a shadow or duplicate image. These double die errors are especially valuable because they're so difficult to spot, and coins that exhibit them can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. For collectors, finding a 1978 quarter with one of these minting errors can feel like hitting the jackpot. But what pushes the value of some 1978 quarters to the incredible price of $97,000? The answer lies in a combination of factors: rarity, condition, and demand. As with the 1979 quarter, the number of 1978 quarters produced with errors is incredibly small. The U.S. Mint is generally very good at catching and correcting errors during the minting process, so only a tiny fraction of the coins that leave the mint are flawed in any significant way. This rarity drives up the value of the coins. But rarity alone isn't enough to make a coin worth $97,000. The condition of the coin is also critically important. Coins that have been circulated, meaning they've been used in everyday transactions and have picked up scratches, nicks, and other signs of wear, are far less valuable than coins that have remained in pristine condition. The most valuable 1978 quarters are those that have been preserved in mint state, with no signs of wear and tear. The 1978 quarter stands out in the Washington quarter series for several reasons, not least of which is its value. While millions of these quarters were produced, only a select few contain the minting errors or exceptional qualities that make them worth as much as $97,000 today. What makes 1978 unique is the combination of these errors and the fact that this was one of the last years before the mint would introduce more modern techniques in its production process, making the older quarters more susceptible to errors. This transition has made the 1978 quarters a treasure trove for collectors searching for the next big find. Like the 1979 quarter, the value of the 1978 quarter often comes down to the presence of minting errors. Some of the most common and valuable errors found in 1978 quarters include off-center strikes, planchet flaws, and the highly coveted double die error. These errors, though rare, are what turn a simple quarter into a coin worth thousands of dollars. For example, an off-center strike where the design is shifted more than 10% off its intended position can result in a coin that sells for several $1,000s, depending on its condition. As with any collectible coin, condition plays a crucial role in determining the value of a 1978 quarter. Coins that have been circulated tend to show signs of wear, reducing their value significantly. However, quarters that remain in mint state, having never been circulated or showing no signs of damage, are the most valuable. A mint state 1978 quarter with a minting error can sell for astronomical amounts. Even without errors, a mint state coin from this year can be worth much more than a worn coin, simply due to its pristine condition. In 1978, the San Francisco Mint was known for producing proof coins, which were struck using a highly polished die to create a mirror-like finish. These coins were never meant for general circulation and were instead sold to collectors. A 1978 quarter from the San Francisco Mint that has been preserved in perfect condition could be worth tens of thousands of dollars, especially if it was part of a special minting run or features any minting errors. Proof coins are often considered the pinnacle of coin collecting due to their exceptional quality, and finding one from 1978 can make all the difference in your collection. Proof coins from this era, especially with unique characteristics or errors, command premium prices, often going for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Though millions of quarters were minted in 1978, the number of pristine, error-laden coins that survived without ever entering circulation is minuscule. Over time, many 1978 quarters were lost, damaged, or worn down in general use. What remains in circulation today are often heavily circulated coins, and the chances of finding a pristine 1978 quarter with no signs of wear are slim. This rarity is what makes finding a mint-state 1978 quarter with minting errors such an exciting proposition for collectors. It's this scarcity that drives up the value, especially for those coins in exceptional condition. The auction world has seen some significant sales of 1978 quarters, with prices skyrocketing for error coins or those in superb condition. One such quarter, graded at MS67, mint state, sold for close to $30,000, simply because it was in impeccable condition. Another 1978 quarter featuring a rare off-center strike fetched nearly $50,000 at auction. Collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for these coins because they recognize the rarity and the historic importance of having a coin from this era. The potential for a single coin to sell for $97,000 is what makes the 1978 quarter such a fascinating piece for collectors and investors alike. Grading is one of the most important aspects of determining a coin's value, and the 1978 quarter is no exception. Professional coin grading services like the PCGS and NGC use a standardized grading system that assesses a coin's strike, surface quality, and overall appearance. For 1978 quarters, the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. Coins graded as MS65 or higher are considered premium collectibles, with prices often reaching into the tens of thousands. If you believe you found a 1978 quarter in exceptional condition, it's worth sending it to a professional grading service to determine its true value. The double die error is one of the most sought-after mistakes in coin collecting, and finding one on a 1978 quarter could mean a significant payday. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly between strikes, resulting in a doubled image, usually noticeable on the lettering or the design. While these errors are rare, they're not impossible to find, and collectors are always on the lookout for them. For a 1978 quarter, a double die error can increase the value of the coin exponentially, making it one of the most valuable types of errors for this year. Washington quarters have been a favorite among collectors for decades, and the 1978 quarter holds a special place in the hearts of numismatists. Part of the appeal is the simplicity and longevity of the design. George Washington's profile is instantly recognizable, and the eagle on the reverse adds to the coin's aesthetic appeal. For collectors, owning a Washington quarter from 1978, especially one in mint condition or featuring an error, is like owning a piece of American history. It's not just about the monetary value, it's about the connection to the past and the stories these coins represent. To wrap up, the 1978 American quarter dollar is far more than just a piece of spare change. It's a potential treasure trove for those who know what to look for. Whether it's a rare minting error, a proof coin from the San Francisco Mint, or simply a mint state quarter that has survived the decades without showing signs of wear, the possibilities are endless. And with some quarters from this year selling for up to $97,000, the 1978 quarter is a must-have for any serious collector. If you're lucky enough to find one in pristine condition or with a rare error, you could be sitting on a significant investment. And finally, there's the matter of demand. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for rare and unusual coins to add to their collections. When a rare 1978 quarter with an error comes onto the market, collectors are often willing to pay a premium to get their hands on it. The combination of rarity, condition, and demand is what drives the value of these coins to such incredible heights. In addition to the rare minting errors found on some 1978 quarters, there's another category of coin that is highly prized by collectors: proof coins. Proof coins are specially struck for collectors, and they are made with an extra level of care and precision. The dies used to strike proof coins are polished to a mirror-like finish, and the coins themselves are struck multiple times to ensure that every detail is crisp and clear. Proof coins are not intended for circulation, and they are typically sold in special sets to collectors. Because of their high level of detail and their limited production, proof coins are often worth significantly more than regular circulating coins. The 1978 proof quarter is no exception. If you happen to come across a proof 1978 quarter in perfect condition, especially one with a minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. Proof coins are the crown jewels of many collections, and finding one in pristine condition is a rare and exciting event. Now, you might be thinking, how likely is it that I'll find one of these rare 1978 quarters in my pocket change? While it's true that the odds of finding a valuable error coin are relatively low, it's not impossible. Many collectors have stumbled upon rare coins in the most unexpected places, whether it's a jar of old change, a roll of quarters from the bank, or even a coin they received as change at the store. In fact, there are stories of people discovering valuable coins in their everyday transactions, completely unaware of the treasure they were holding. It's only after taking a closer look at the coin, inspecting the mint mark, checking for errors, and evaluating the condition, that they realize they had something truly special. So, the next time you come across a 1978 quarter, don't dismiss it as just another piece of change. Take a closer look. Inspect the details. You never know. You might just have a coin worth $97,000 sitting right in front of you. As with the 1979 quarter, the condition of the 1978 quarter is one of the most important factors in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, with higher grades indicating better condition. The highest grade, mint state 70, is reserved for coins that are in absolutely perfect condition, with no visible flaws even under magnification. For collectors, finding a 1978 quarter in mint state is the ultimate goal. These coins are incredibly rare, as most coins in circulation show at least some signs of wear. Even a small scratch or nick can significantly reduce the value of a coin, so collectors are always on the lookout for coins that have been well preserved over the years. But it's not just about avoiding damage. Proof coins and coins with rare errors are also graded based on the sharpness of the strike, the clarity of the design, and the overall quality of the coin. A 1978 quarter with a double die error, struck in proof condition, and graded as mint state 70 would be a dream find for any collector. There's something undeniably exciting about the possibility of finding a rare and valuable coin. For coin collectors, the hunt for treasure is half the fun. The 1978 American quarter dollar represents the perfect combination of history, rarity, and value, making it a favorite among collectors. One of the reasons collectors are so drawn to the 1978 quarter is its place in the broader history of American coinage. The Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932, is one of the longest-running and most iconic coin series in U.S. history. By 1978, the Washington Quarter had become a staple of American currency, but the errors and unique characteristics of the 1978 edition have made it stand out as one of the most valuable quarters ever produced. For collectors, owning a 1978 quarter isn't just about the potential financial gain, it's about owning a piece of history. Each coin tells a story, and the 1978 quarter is no exception. It represents a moment in time, a snapshot of American life in 1978, and the small, fascinating details that make each coin unique. Whether it's a minting error, a proof coin, or simply a pristine example of the 1978 quarter, collectors are drawn to the history and craftsmanship behind these pieces. As we've discussed, finding a valuable 1978 quarter is like searching for a needle in a haystack. Millions of quarters were minted in 1978, and most of them are completely ordinary. But for those who are passionate about coin collecting, the thrill of the hunt is part of the appeal. Many collectors spend years searching for rare coins, scouring flea markets, garage sales, and online auctions in the hopes of finding that one hidden gem. Others enjoy the process of going through rolls of quarters from the bank, carefully inspecting each coin for signs of rarity. And while it can be a time-consuming hobby, the rewards can be immense. There's a sense of excitement that comes with every coin you examine. Will this be the one? Could this quarter, which has been passed from hand to hand for decades, be the rare treasure you've been searching for? The possibility of discovering a valuable coin keeps collectors coming back, year after year. One of the reasons the 1978 quarter is so highly valued by collectors is the sheer variety of potential minting errors. From double die errors to off-center strikes, the range of mistakes that can occur during the minting process is vast. Each error makes the coin unique, and the rarity of these errors drives up the value. In addition to minting errors, the condition of the coin is critically important. Coins that have remained in mint condition for over 40 years are exceedingly rare. Even small imperfections, like a tiny scratch or some minor wear, can significantly reduce the value of the coin. This is why proof coins are so highly sought after by collectors. They are struck with extra care and preserved in pristine condition, making them some of the most valuable examples of the 1978 quarter. The 1978 quarter also stands out because it was minted at a time when the U.S. Mint was transitioning to more modern production techniques. This transitional period resulted in a higher incidence of errors, making coins from this era especially interesting to collectors. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is hearing stories of people who have stumbled upon valuable coins in the most unlikely places. There are countless tales of individuals who found a rare coin while going through a jar of old change, or who received a valuable quarter as part of their change at a store. For example, one collector discovered a 1978 quarter with a double die error in a roll of quarters they picked up from the bank. At first glance, it looked like an ordinary coin, but upon closer inspection, they noticed the subtle doubling in the lettering. After having the coin graded, they learned that it was worth thousands of dollars, a life-changing discovery from a simple roll of quarters. These stories fuel the passion of collectors and remind us that valuable coins can be found in the most unexpected places. It's not just about luck though. Knowing what to look for, understanding the signs of rare errors, and having a trained eye can dramatically increase your chances of finding a treasure. If you think you found a valuable 1978 quarter, the next step is to have it graded. Coin grading is a process in which experts evaluate the condition of your coin and assign it a grade based on its appearance, strike quality, and level of preservation. There are several professional grading services available, including the Professional Coin Grading Service and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. These services will carefully examine your coin under magnification, assess its condition, and provide an official grade. Having your coin professionally graded is important for two reasons. First, it gives you an accurate assessment of its value. Second, it provides buyers with confidence that they are purchasing an authentic, accurately graded coin. A professionally graded coin will often sell for much more than an ungraded coin, so it's worth the investment if you believe you have something valuable. The 1978 American quarter dollar is a prime example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can hold extraordinary value. With its potential for rare minting errors, its place in American history, and the possibility of finding a coin in mint condition, the 1978 quarter is a treasure waiting to be discovered. For collectors, the hunt for a valuable coin is about more than just the financial reward. It's about connecting with history, appreciating the craftsmanship that goes into each coin, and experiencing the thrill of discovery. The 1978 quarter offers all of this and more. If you're lucky enough to find a 1978 quarter with a rare minting error or in proof condition, you could be looking at a coin worth $97,000. But even if you don't find one of these rare treasures, the journey of coin collecting is full of excitement, and every coin tells its own unique story. To sum it all up, both the 1979 and 1978 American quarter dollars represent more than just small denominations of currency. They're gateways to a world of history, rarity, and untold value. From their minting errors to their immaculate conditions, these coins have captured the attention of collectors and investors alike, with some examples reaching astronomical prices. Whether you're holding on to a 1979 quarter that could fetch $91,000 or a 1978 quarter worth up to $97,000, the potential locked within these seemingly ordinary coins is extraordinary. But remember, it's not just about the money, it's about the journey of discovery, the thrill of the hunt, and the knowledge that something so small could hold such immense value. So, take a second look at your quarters. You never know what treasure might be waiting for you. Thanks for watching.